Hello, everyone. It's Candace Craw-Goldman here from quantumhealers.com. And this is the place where we talk about consciousness exploration, quantum healing of all kinds, past life regressions. And to that end, I want to talk a bit about dreaming. Yes, dreaming. Your dreams can give powerful information to your conscious mind if you pay attention to them. But before I begin, may I ask you to consider liking this video? It would really help out our channel. And if you would, subscribe even. It would help us even more. I really appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I want to start today with by sharing a short but fascinating dream that I had recently. Now, this dream might seem simple at first, but actually opens a wide doorway to the understanding of the layered nature of human consciousness. And I'm not just sharing the dream for the sake of dream talk or dream sharing, but I want to show you how we, as BQH practitioners or quantum healing practitioners of any kind, can take a dream like this and use it in a consultation appointment or in a pre-session interview with the client. It's a gentle yet powerful tool for supporting our clients. Okay, here's the dream. Again, it was mine, not a client's, but think about it if it was a client's dream and how you could talk to them about it. All right. I was taking a nap, okay? I was taking a nap in my dream because I just don't nap usually. So I'm taking a nap in my dream. And in that dream nap, I dreamed of sleeping. It was a very layered dream, almost like a bubble inside a bubble. Now that's the dream. Simple, right? Just a nap, a dream of more sleep, and a sensation of bubbles and layers. But as BQH practitioners know, nothing is just simple when it comes to dreams. Dreams are the language of the subconscious. They're also a kind of playground of the higher self. And sometimes the smallest dream contains the biggest teaching. So let's unpack this dream in a way that you might do with your client. So what really are we talking about, right? I'm dreaming of sleeping. You can think of this as meta-awareness. This is the part of the client that's observing themselves even while resting. A practitioner could reflect this back in a gentle way, kind of like this. It sounds like even when you're resting, a deeper part of you is awake and aware. Perhaps your inner self is showing you that you're ready to witness more layers of your consciousness. So this whole idea now of the layers, right? It often suggests there's more beneath the surface. As practitioners, we know that this is exactly what regression work is about. Allowing the layers of the mind to reveal themselves naturally and safely in their own time. Bubble inside a bubble, that was really a phrase I used to describe this dream. Now that image can mean protection, containment, or nested realities, right? We might say to a client, your dream shows you floating safely inside one bubble, which is inside another. And this can symbolize the way your conscious mind rests within your subconscious, and your subconscious within your higher self. All are contained and all are held. In a consultation, you don't need to interpret like a dream dictionary. That kind of thing really makes me crazy, actually. Dream dictionaries may be helpful, but they can invite narrowed thinking. Instead, you can invite the client to feel into the dream. For example, you could try, when you think about the bubble in your dream, how does it make you feel? Safe? Confined? Expansive? As I'm thinking about my dream, the first word to me comes to soft and floaty and able to travel, right? So Their answer, your client's answer for something like this, would tell you more than any outside interpretation ever could. And that's why I don't really buy too much into dream dictionaries, but they can be a starting place. And often the client begins to see the connections themselves, connections to how they feel in waking life, how they respond to challenges, or how they approach healing. Okay, so why is this valuable before a quantum healing or BQH session? Because dreams are already sort of like practice sessions in conscious expansion. They're a little bit like mini regressions in a way. They show us how the client's subconscious communicates. A practitioner who pays attention to these dream clues is already building rapport with the higher self of the client before the client ever even closes their eyes for the induction. So if a client tells you a dream like this in the interview, you can weave it right in. This is the mark of a really good practitioner. You might say, you've already experienced layered consciousness in your dream. That tells me your higher self is preparing you to experience something very similar in today's session. This could be a brilliant permission slip for your client. You can say something like, well, just follow those layers, like bubbles within bubbles. Just see where your awareness leads. So let's, think about it this way. Sometimes the client's nervous about these explorations. What if I don't go under? Or what if nothing happens? Dreams provide kind of like a bridge. You can remind them you dream every night. You already go into other layers of awareness. And what we're about to do together isn't foreign to you. It's natural. You practice it all the time. This calms anxiety and gives the conscious mind kind of something to lean on. Evidence from their own life that they can and do shift states of consciousness. So let's widen the lens for a moment. A dream of sleeping inside sleeping with bubbles of awareness might also reflect the great truth of existence itself. Like a dream within a dream. We are souls dreaming ourselves into bodies, who then dream nightly, who then dream again in altered states. This is a beautiful way to remind clients and ourselves that our work is not about just flipping a switch of some kind, right? Dolores Cannon described the higher self, or the SC, as distinct from the conscious mind. And sometimes she actually called the conscious mind Mr. Stupid. Now that's a discussion for another day, because I have some thoughts on that. And I promise that will be a really great video. Look for it, Mr. Stupid video. I promise it'll be a good video. It's about a dream, actually. Okay, and while sometimes the difference between the conscious mind and the higher self, or the SC, is dramatic, often I find it's more like a dimmer switch than an off and on light with a switch. Consciousness is fluid. It's not rigid. This dream shows that beautifully. Awareness floating in bubbles, not trapped in boxes or fences, containment systems. So here's how you might use this dream in real practice, right? If you're in a consultation setting, ask about the dreams. If your client offers something like this, and the dream that I had, reflect it back as evidence of their very natural ability to explore consciousness. This builds trust with the client within themselves, them within you, and it primes their mind for the session to be an excellent one. Now, in the session proper, right, they may be worried, right? They may be hesitant about going deep enough. They may reference the dream in some way and remind them that they've already been to multiple levels of awareness and maybe today, or the interview is simply a continuation of this, and an exploration is upcoming. Okay. But during the session itself, the actual session, after you've read the induction and they are laying back, if a client is still drifting or doubting, you might gently suggest right there, remember your dream of the bubble within a bubble. Just allow yourself to float into the next layer. This is taking something specific and personal from the client and weaving it in, right? That's why being flexible about all of this approach is really, really important. So doing that, reflecting them back something that's personal that they've already experienced, this anchors them in this imagery, in this experience, and they already trust it. Okay, and this is actually kind of also where the beauty of our quantumhealing.com, quantumhealers.com. Got to get that right, don't I? That's where this community shines. When practitioners share dream stories like this on our website forum, we all learn new ways to honor dreams, and doing so help our clients. Maybe a fellow practitioner has had a similar dream. Maybe one healer has seen bubbles as symbols of the soul. Another might see them as dimensional portals. And another might remind us of childhood play, blowing bubbles in the sun. My daughter takes a lot of photos of my grandchildren and big bubbles, and has captured some fantastic imagery. Well, that's a little side trip. But anyway, all of these things are valid, and this is the strength of our guru-free approach at quantumhealers.com. Dreams invite multiple perspectives, and practitioners there support each other in exploring them. So the next time a client tells you even a simple dream, even one as short as the one I had, I dreamed I was sleeping like bubbles and bubbles. That's a one-sentence description. If a client says this to you or something like that, pause. Don't dismiss the dreams. Hold it up to the light. Use it as a mirror for their own consciousness, a bridge into their session, and a teaching moment for how healing can flow through even the smallest fragments of dreams. Even for those people who say they don't really remember dreams, keep asking the deeper questions. In my course, Beyond Quantum Healing, I teach that everything a client brings to the table can be sacred material, even and especially their dreams. If you're a quantum healing practitioner watching this, I encourage you to ask every client about their dreams. You never know when a dream will hand you the perfect metaphor for a session. And if you're a seeker, curious about exploring your own layered dreams or other experiences you've had, visit us at quantumhealers.com. Like and subscribe to this video on our YouTube channel and get more tips that you can use for yourself and for others if you're considering being a service to others practitioner. So thanks for listening. May your naps and your dreams within dreams remind you of the infinite bubbles of awareness that you truly are. Thanks again for being here. Until next time.